One goat is sacrifice, scapegoat. So you get two goats. Right, two goats. It says in chapter 5, verse 5, it says, Leviticus 16, chapter 5, it says, and he shall take of the congregation of the children of Israel 2 kids of the goats for a sin offering. 2 goats. In Leviticus chapter 14, there are 2 birds. Write Leviticus 16 and 14, and please read when you go home at some other time, in the interest of time. Wonder twin number 1. Matthew chapter 6, you read verse 24 already. No, you didn't read it. Matthew chapter 6, verse 24, there are 2 masters. Matthew 6 and 24. There are 2 masters. Which one you serving? Matthew 6 and 24. Yes, please.
No man can serve 2 masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. He cannot serve God and mammon.
You know what mammon is, right? Money. Yet, anyway. But you can't serve God with money. He said you can either hate one or love the other. In Luke 18, you can write this down because it's the entire chapter. In Luke 18, 2 men. 2 men. There are 2 kingdoms, right? Yes. Heaven and earth. Wonder twin chapter 7, Matthew chapter 7, verse 13 and 15. How many of you know that there are 2 ways? Please read Matthew chapter 7, verse 13 to 15.
Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
So we see there are 2 ways. You either on the straight and narrow, or you're on the broad road. Notice there is he that hath and he that hath not. 1 John 5, 12, write it down. Luke 16, you can write it down and you can read when you go. There's heaven and there is hell. You also see the opposites. Remember the word of opposites? There is faith and then there is, you all should know that, works. Both of you all twin read already? Okay. Are you going to read or you want to pop? Okay, turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 46. Notice this. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 26. There are 2 Adams. You all knew that, right?
Yes.
There are 2 Adams. Please read that one to number 1. 15 and 46.
Okay, say it the last time.
1 Corinthians 15, 46.
Okay.
I said 2 Corinthians?
You say 15.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. 15 and 46. I'm sorry. Hold on. Yes, 1 Corinthians 15, 46. 2 Adams. Please read it.
The spiritual did not come first, but the natural, and after that the spiritual.
That's it?
The first man was of the dust of the earth, the second man from heaven.
See that? The first one, first Adam, is from the dust of the earth. The second Adam is from heaven. There are 2 Adams. The first Adam brought what?
Sin.
Death. The second Adam brought
Life.
life. Turn to Galatians chapter 4, 22. We don't say it the second time, okay? First time is correct. Galatians 4 and 22. There are 2 sons. Go ahead and read it, please.
For it is written that Abram had 2 sons, one by the slave woman and the other by the free woman.
That same scripture tells us there are 2 women. The free woman and the bondwoman. Please read that scripture again, 22.
For it is written that Abram had 2 sons, one by the slave woman and the other by the free woman.
When we get through, I want you all to think and tell me what you notice here, please. Let's go back to 1 Corinthians 15 and 46. Notice that there's the natural and then there's the spiritual. There's the natural and there's the spiritual. There's the natural. Look what it says. Howbeit, that was not first which is spiritual, but which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. There's the natural, there's the spiritual. 2 realms. Then there's the celestial and the terrestrial. Look at verse 40 of 1 Corinthians 15. There are also celestial bodies and terrestrial bodies. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. Notice 2. John 3 and 6. Please turn to Sister Marty, turn number 1. John chapter 3, 6. There is flesh, and then there is what?
Spirit.
Spirit. John chapter 3 and 6.
Flesh gives birth to flesh, but the spirit gives birth to the spirit.
I hope you all did you read it again, please? Read it again, please.
Flesh gives birth to flesh, but the spirit gives birth to spirit.
In other words, the second birth is of God, Spirit. The first birth is flesh. The second is spirit. And only God can do that. Now, there's Abraham and then there's who? That's where we get it wrong. Lot. There's Isaac and there's